In this episode, we talk about serial killers.
No, we don't. We talk about cereal.
Oh, just cereal?
Breakfast cereal.
Well, that's fun too. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nonsensicality. I'm Caleb.
Hey, I'm Kim. How are ya?
Good. So we're talking about cereal.
Yeah, what you pour in the bowl with milk.
Okay, because all right, because October's over, so we're out of Mystery Month.
Right.
So November's all about food.
Well, it does have that one big meal at the end of the month.
No, that's great because we're working up to Thanksgiving. We'll have our fun Thanksgiving episode at the end of the month.
That's right.
And then we're just gonna talk about food. And so today, I guess we're talking about cereal.
We are talking about cereal. Now, do you have a favorite cereal? Now, there's two categories of cereal.
What?
There's two categories. There's
hot and cold?
No, there's the sugar kind.
Oh.
Then there's the healthy kind.
Okay.
So what's your favorite sugar cereal?
If we're going just sugar, I'm going to go with probably Peanut Butter Crunch or Reese's Puffs, which is kind of the same, except it has chocolate in it. It's like Reese's is like kind of like Peanut Butter Crunch and Cocoa Puffs combined.
Ooh.
So probably Reese's Puffs.
It's a mashup of goodness.
Reese's, what's yours?
My favorite sugar cereal is Lucky Charms. Hands down.
So you got the little styrofoam marshmallows.
I don't care. They're delicious. They're delicious. In fact, when I was a kid, my mom wouldn't let me buy it because it was sugar, so I had to go to my best friend's house to eat it.
Which is funny because a lot of the healthy, like you look at granola, it's loaded with sugar. I'm sorry. If you look at granola, it has almost as much sugar, sometimes more sugar in it. But it's like, well, it comes from honey, so it's a good sugar.
All right. So what is your favorite healthy cereal?
Favorite healthy cereal? I would have to say, it sounds bad. It sounds like an old man cereal. But Bran Flakes. I love Bran Flakes. I like the flavor of bran. It has nothing to do with the fact that it aids in digestion, which it does. But I like Bran Flakes. I just like the flavor of bran. I like that. I don't know what it is.
Okay, see, my favorite healthy cereal is a little bit weird.
Don't say granola now. You can't say granola because I already debunked the granola myth.
It's not granola. It's crackling oat bran, but
the one that looks like dog food?
I knew you were going to say it.
It looks like dog food.
It does, but it's delicious.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, do you have a least favorite cereal?
Okay. There's a lot of them out there I'm not a fan of, but I remember when I was a kid. You know, like I was going to say Kix because a lot of people are like, kid tested, mother approved. It doesn't say whether it passed the kid test. It just said kids tested it, by the way. But there was actually a step down from that called King Vitamin. I don't know if you ever remember King Vitamin. And it was like kind of like Kix, but I think worse. Oh. And yeah, we had King Vitamin. And it was like a yellow box and had a king on the front.
Kix is my least favorite because my mom bought into the marketing. And so she's like, it's mother approved and I approve it. And this is all you can eat. And it was disgusting. And
it probably had just as much sugar as your Lucky Charms. But really close. Really close. But the question is, did it have riboflavin? Because that's something that's important to cereal. You ever look at that? I remember the first time I ever heard the word riboflavin. It was on cereal. I still don't know what it is. But I know cereal is chock full of riboflavin.
It's good for you. Well, I have some cereal fun facts.
Some fun cereal facts. All right, before we get into that, what about the prize? All right, do you remember the prizes?
Yay! You're stepping on my fun facts.
Okay, I'll stop stepping on the fun facts.
Yeah.
But I mean the prizes. Come on. Okay.
Hold on.
Let's hear it. Let's hear some fun facts so we can have some nonsensicality with those fun facts.
I have a feeling it's all going to be nonsensicality. Okay, so 50% of Americans start their day with cereal.
That's great.
That's way more than I was expecting.
The other half are eating good food. Bacon and eggs and toast. That was one of my favorite parts of the commercials of cereals, by the way. It's like, it's like Fruit Loops, part of this complete breakfast. And it literally was a buffet of food. And it's like, of course it's part of a complete breakfast where you're getting your bacon and your eggs and your toast and your orange juice.
And your cereal.
And a bowl of oatmeal to boot. It was like part of, you know what, even if it wasn't it's still a complete breakfast. It was just like.
Never in the history of my childhood did I have a breakfast that looked like that ever.
No, I mean, like when we go to Shoney's breakfast buffet once in a while. and I would gorge myself. But that was the funny thing. It's like part of this complete breakfast, which really totally didn't mean a thing. It means it's just like it's kind of like that little brother that has to tag along with the older brother because they're gonna go do fun stuff, and the little brother's just tagging along. That's what
Part of
cereal
it.
is. It's the little brother that tags along with the good breakfast.
Okay, now I have to say I really enjoy cereal. Like
I did too.
I could eat cereal for every meal and not get bored.
Right, but given the option, I'd rather have something heartier than cereal. Like, I mean, I made a breakfast casserole this morning, and it was good. And
That's good.
their cereal had nothing
it just
on
needed
that.
some
would have
more
just
cereal.
it would have just been tagging along like the little brother. Okay, great. 50% of Americans. Way to go, America. Half of you are eating cereal.
Americans consume 101 pounds or 160 bowls per person every year.
Well, that makes sense because if 50% are eating them, then about 160 is getting close to. No, that's only like 200. Yeah, that's right. 320. So yeah, that's roughly 50%. That makes sense. That math kind of adds up.
Way to math.
I'm just making it up as
Okay,
I go.
now you'll enjoy this one.
101 pounds of cereal, though.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, you'll enjoy this one since you like sugar. The cereal industry uses 816 million pounds of sugar per year.
That's right. And Fruit Loops takes, like 25% of that right there is just Fruit Loops. No, I'm just kidding. Fruit Loops are good, though. But I remember when they reduced sugar in the Fruit Loops. You remember that? They were bragging on it in the commercials.
Really?
I don't think any kid got excited about that. Yeah. It was a couple years back they started advertising now with less sugar. And I'm sure kids, like you could hear on Saturday mornings, kids moaning everywhere. Oh, no, my Fruit Loops. All right.
Okay, so the predecessor of cereal was actually popcorn. The colonists would eat popcorn with cream and sugar.
That's almost like Kix,
Yeah, but I think
Kix is just puffed corn, so it makes
taste
sense.
better.
Yeah, popcorn with cream and sugar. So they would pop it
Mhm.
and then eat it with cream and sugar.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I'd try it, but the little kernels with the cream, that just kind of grates on me. Ugh. Just the thought of that. Ugh. I can eat popcorn, but knowing that there's like cream in it, soggying up the white part, but then leaving the brown part still
hard
stiff
bits.
and gross.
Yeah.
It would almost be like just grit. I mean, is that where grits came from?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The first breakfast cereal was called Granula,
Granula.
and it was invented in the U.S. in 1863 by James Caleb Jackson.
James Caleb Jackson.
That's right. It
So,
had to
wait
be
a minute,
soaked
I thought-
overnight before serving.
Oh, it's like the overnight oatmeal.
It was actually nuggets of rich graham flour baked into sheets and chopped up.
So I don't know why, but I thought Kellogg was like the guy who invented cereal. So he apparently just perfected it.
He was inventing around a similar time. In fact, he invented a similar cereal with a similar name, but because Jackson threatened legal action, Kellogg changed his name to Granola.
So Kellogg invented granola instead of granula. or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Wow. It's still, I think, a similar name, but obviously nobody calls it granula today. Go for some granula. No, granola. I did not know that.
So that's fun. Okay, you remember Frosted Flakes?
Yeah, they're great.
And who was the mascot for Frosted
Tony
Flakes?
the Tiger.
Okay, Tony the Tiger was voiced by Thurl Ravenscroft.
Okay, coolest name I've ever heard.
Pretty much.
Thurl Ravenscroft. He sounds like a warlock, though, really. I mean, he sounds like... Is he casting spells on those Frosted Flakes?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, so he voiced Tony the Tiger for more than 50 years.
Wow.
Ravenscroft. Now, I did not know this, and this is really cool. Ravenscroft, he also did voiceovers for Disney rides.
Okay.
And he's saying, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." And he was uncredited. So Tony the Tiger sings, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch."
That is really cool. And see, I always think it's Boris Karloff that sings the song, which I think most people probably do because he narrates it.
Yeah.
And so people are like, "Wow, that Boris can really sing," but it's not.
It's
not
Tony the Tiger.
Karloff. It's Ravenscroft. Karloff versus Ravenscroft. Yeah, it does. It sounds like something they're gonna go play Quidditch or something. Anyway, that's interesting. So they're great, and you're a mean one.
That's
Same
right.
one. That's so cool.
Isn't that fun?
That's great.
Okay, Fruit Loops. Do you love them or hate them?
I like them.
I hate them.
See, I like it. I mean, I haven't really tried it since they reduced the sugar in them. I'm like, what's the point? But now, now it's just colorful Cheerios, I think. But anyway, what about them?
Okay,
Am I gonna not like them after this?
No. They were introduced in 1963 with 3 colors. What 3 colors do you think were original to Fruit Loops?
Red?
Yeah.
Blue?
Nope.
Red, white, and... No, then it wouldn't be blue.
There's no white Fruit Loop.
I know. Yeah, they're covered in milk. You can't see them. I don't know. Red, green, and red, orange, and yellow?
Yes! Red, orange, and yellow were the 3 original colors. In the 90s...
It's a very fall-themed cereal.
In the 90s, they introduced green, purple, blue. Now, have you ever noticed a flavor difference in your Fruit Loops?
I don't separate them out, so I'm eating them all at once. So I'm guessing they're probably all the same flavor, just different colors.
Correct.
Yeah.
In fact...
kind of like M&M's. People are like, no, I can taste the difference. No, they're the same.
They all taste the same. Kellogg recently admitted all Fruit Loops are made with the same flavoring concoction known as fruit.
That's why they're Fruit Loops, not like apples and bananas and orange loops.
They're known as fruit.
Fruit Loops.
Yep.
What flavor is that Fruit Loops? Fruit. Now, what about Apple Jacks? They do not taste at all like apples.
Maybe they taste like Jacks.
What was that about? I mean, it did not taste at all like apples. In fact, do you remember the commercials they did a couple years back, and it was like, they don't taste like Apple Jacks, and they kind of made fun of people who said that. Kind of like they're making fun of me probably right now.
I don't remember
they did that because they like, well, what do they taste like? And it was like, they taste like fun, apparently.
They taste like fun.
I do like Apple Jacks.
Yes.
They're really good.
I am an indifferent Apple Jacks fan. I don't know. And I don't like that one cereal that, it's Captain Crunch, I think.
Don't go stepping on my Captain Crunch.
It feels like it's scraping off all the skin in your mouth.
That's what makes the crunch. It's got that crunch enhancer in it.
That is not a crunch enhancer.
I don't know, but
that is a skin remover.
It does. I do love Captain Crunch, but I'm willing to make the risk. I'm willing to take the risk because it is good. But yes, it does feel like that. Like it's almost like sandpaper. It's removing the skin from your tongue and roof of your mouth. I agree.
Yes,
I agree. But I love it too much to not eat it.
Okay, so there's over 2.7 billion packages of cereal sold every year.
2.7 billion.
Billion. It is the 3rd most popular item at the grocery store.
Wow.
What is the most
number 1
popular?
and 2? Bread and milk.
No, you're correct with milk. Milk is the first.
Eggs.
Milk is the first most popular item. What's number 2? It's not eggs.
It's not eggs or bread. Because those are always when it's starting to snow, that's the first things off the shelf is bread, milk, and eggs. Like everybody's going to make French toast for the blizzard.
Everyone makes French toast.
Okay, so milk?
Milk is the most popular.
Soda?
Correct. Carbonated beverages are number 2, and then cereal.
Wow. We like our sugar, I guess.
Apparently.
So, you know what's funny is when Connor was growing up, he had this grand idea, and he was probably a teenager, and he had this grand idea, like this genius idea. He was going to come up with a business, and it was basically going to be a cereal bar where you could go to their restaurant or a food truck or whatever, and it was just going to be full of cereals, and he would serve you your cereals, and you could even like mix and match them and all that. And I was like, that's a fun idea. I don't know if anybody would ever buy into that. But then we went to Guatemala in March, and we were at a mall down there, like this plaza, and they had one. They had a cereal bar, and like the whole wall was lined with all the boxes that they had, the different kinds of cereals. They had tons of different kinds of cereals, and they had people in there eating cereal. I'm like, that's so crazy. His idea is working in Guatemala.
You know how you watch TV as a kid, and you think to yourself, like, oh, when I become a grown-up, I'm going to have this kind of house, or I'm going to have that kind of car, I'm going to have that kind of, fashion sense or whatever.
I just hoped I would have fashion sense when I grew up.
Well,
I mean, just picture me as a little Caleb in jams and a yellow tank top and flip-flops.
Break dancing.
I didn't wear that to break dancing, but I was ridiculous looking. So just any fashion sense when I get older. But yes, we all dream of having things when we get older.
Okay, remember the show Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I wanted Jerry Seinfeld's kitchen. I I wanted...
You wanted all those boxes of cereal lined
I
up.
wanted the whole shelf of revolving cereal because that's just the best.
And that's funny. That's what Connor always notices about that show too. Is like, he's like, look at all that cereal.
Except he had Kix a couple times, and I'm like, it's a lapse in judgment.
Well, maybe he likes to mix them up, and add some flavor to the Kix. So it's kid tested and mother disapproved by adding Fruit Loops to it or something.
Kix adding Fruit Loops.
I don't know, but yeah, it was always interesting how he had tons of cereal. And yeah, I agree. It was like I could live that life just eating cereal. Maybe the years weren't that lucrative for him as a comedian, and he just could only afford cereal.
Well, whatever it was, it inspired me as a child to pursue cereal as a
clearly he
dinner
He
food.
didn't live in a great apartment, a great neighborhood. His neighbors were Kramer and Newman.
Busting in all the time.
So I don't think he lived in a well-to-do neighborhood anyway. But
that's funny.
He did have the cereal. I love the cereal.
Okay, so you want to know about the prize inside?
Well, yeah, that was always my favorite until they got worse and worse. It's kind of like Cracker Jacks. Cracker Jacks, when we were kids, had great prizes, and then when we were older, it was like a piece of paper. You're like, here's a paper with a picture on it. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Maybe it was a tattoo or something. But
do you remember that scene from Christmas Story when Ralphie was the
decoder
orphan
ring.
Annie?
Yes, buy more Ovaltine.
That's like the disillusionment of every prize.
But
in
at least
cereal.
he got a cool decoder ring,
But still, like, you think it's going to be this great thing, and it's just a piece of paper or a commercial.
Yeah, I remember like on the boxes for a while, like it was when I was a kid they first started doing this, and you're like thinking you're gonna get this. You're like, oh my goodness, there's a Star Wars action figure in the box. But then like you got the box, you got it home, and then it had instructions that you had to send in like 450 UPC codes from boxes of cereal to finally get that Star Wars action figure. And so you get so disillusioned by the time you get home, but you've already bought the cereal, but you're like, well, now I gotta get 449 more boxes, apparently.
Well, yeah. Okay, so
I want the action figure.
What cereal do you think was the first cereal to offer a prize in the box?
Cornflakes. I don't know.
Did you cheat?
No, is that right?
Yes.
Was it $1?
I don't know. I don't know what the prize was.
I remember one time, like a Jeopardy question was that in cornflakes, I'm pretty sure it was cornflakes, they had one of the things in the box was a $1 bill. So like you'd buy a box of cornflakes and inside was a $1 bill.
Dude.
That was like a Jeopardy question.
That would make me want to eat cornflakes.
I know, right? It's like they're bribing kids to eat cornflakes. And I'm just like, the parents probably just like, why didn't you just make it $1 cheaper? Because then the kid takes the money and the parents don't get it. That's why.
Okay. Now this is a very, very unique prize. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
In the 1950s, Quaker Oats advertised on the TV show Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. Have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of it.
Me
Sergeant
neither.
Preston of the Yukon. Was he like a gold miner or something?
I don't know.
Because wasn't the Yukon one of the gold rush territory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But, so there's the cereal was
The
part
cereal
of the
advertised. What was the
commercial.
cereal again?
Quaker Oats.
Quaker Oats.
They advertised.
So like the hot cereal.
They advertised on Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. And the prize, they gave a deed of land for 1 square inch of Yukon land for every box top of cereal. So in the 50s, there could be children that got a 1 square inch deed of land.
I own an inch of land in the Yukon. Hopefully there's a gold nugget on there.
But can you imagine, like, development later on?
Oh my goodness, that'd be a nightmare. That'd be a horrible nightmare.
Like someone wants to build. And
like all these little flags out in this field. No one's going to take it up. Nobody cares about that. Nobody was going to go to the Yukon and stand on their square inch.
No,
They'd be trespassing on hundreds of other square inches before they got there.
But just think about it. Let's say you want to buy an acre of land.
Yeah.
And the acre of land, you've got to contact all these little square inch landholders.
Oh my goodness.
That was the prize.
I just imagine you go out to find your inch and there's this other old prospector standing on his inch with a shotgun. Get off my inch! Get off my inch! Sorry. That's just what came to my mind. And for some reason, he's wearing red pajamas.
He's always wearing red pajamas.
That's it, though. Nothing else, and a hat with a shotgun and a pick.
That is the strangest prize in the box
You
I've
get a
ever heard
square
of.
inch of land. Yeah, no one's. I mean, that's like a worthless prize. That's like saying you get your own star out in space. Yeah, that star up there is yours. And you can tell the same kid that because no one's gonna go out to it. It's in the Yukon.
Maybe Quaker bought like an acre
I'm
of
sure.
land, and
A Quaker acre.
They just gave off little segments. So I mean, come on, that's a neat prize, though, right? A square inch of land.
No, it's a prize, but it's not a neat prize.
Okay, so do you?
I just imagine this kid grows up and he's telling his grandkids, "Yeah, I got a square inch in
in the Yukon.
In the Yukon.
Okay.
I gotta go up there
Did
2
you
times a
ever-
year to mow that inch."
To mow that inch. Did you ever get a prize in the box that you're like, you still remember?
Nothing even comes to mind. I can't honestly can't remember any prizes. No.
I remember fighting with my brother over the prize
Oh,
in the box.
I remember always fighting over the prize.
But
yeah.
I don't remember the prize we
Yeah.
were fighting over.
Yeah. And then, finally you get smart and you realize, they started putting the prize not in the cereal, but on the outside of the bag. Because it used to be like inside the bag
Oh, and
with
you
the
had to eat
cereal.
the whole box?
And now you just pull out the bag and grab the prize. And of course, it's always just the first one to get the box open. It's not like you waited for anything great to pour out into your bowl. It wasn't about that. It was just pull the bag out and get your prize. Because I know some people used to like whoever's bowl the prize would fall into got the prize.
It's like the Russian roulette of cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, but then all you were getting was, like something lame anyway, so you didn't really care. Or you had to send in UPCs and nobody was going to do that.
Nobody's going to do that. I wonder if anyone ever
I'm
got
sure you did.
enough UPCs from Quaker Oats to get like
a
5 or 6 inches of land.
I know, right? Because like to get a foot, that was that 144. Am I doing my math right?
I don't
to
know.
get a
I'm
square
terrible at
foot,
math.
you need 144 UPCs, right? Because 12 by 12
Yeah.
inches, 144 just to find a place to put your feet.
Well, maybe if they really, really liked Quaker Oats.
I guess.
I like oatmeal.
I'm okay with oatmeal. I'd rather have like a cold cereal than oatmeal, but
Or you could be like the colonists and have popcorn with cream and sugar.
yeah, I don't know. But either way, I'm kind of getting hungry for a bowl of cereal. Well, I think it's time to wrap this thing up.
Me too.
And go get some cereal. Although I don't think we got bran flakes, don't we?
Bran flakes.
I got my bran flakes. I'll be healthy. It's part
Then
of
you're
this
gonna put some more
complete
sugar on them.
breakfast. I'm gonna go get. We need bacon and eggs and toast and orange juice though too, to make sure that cereal's complete breakfast.
Well, and if you gotta go shopping for it, you gotta get soda because it's the second most popular thing in the grocery store.
You know what? I think I'll just eat it straight from the box.
Probably better.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this, and I hope you have a favorite cereal, and maybe you can share it with us on our Instagram at Camptown Media. What's your favorite kind of cereal? Because I have a feeling the winner's going to be something sugary,
Oh, of course.
and I have a feeling it's going to be something like peanut buttery or chocolatey. That's my guess.
Or Lucky Charms.
I don't see a lot. How many marshmallow shapes are there in Lucky Charms now? It seems like when I was a kid there were about 6, and now there's about 570.
The pink heart, is the only original marshmallow to the line of
So even the clover wasn't an original?
Uh-uh.
You'd think that would be a Lucky Charm, the clover.
Yeah,
I remember when the rainbows came out, and I remember when the purple horseshoes came out.
And Lucky, who's on the box, for a time, it was Waldo the Wizard in New England, was the mascot of the Lucky Charms.
So it had nothing to do with the luck of the Irish at all.
No, it's kind of weird that they would change Lucky into Waldo the Wizard just for a section of the country.
For New England.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Anyway.
All right. Well, again, like I said, it's time to get some cereal. It's time to check out of here and go get our box of cereal. And we want to know what your favorite kind of cereal is. So we're going to put it on our Instagram story, what your favorite kind of cereal is. And I bet it's going to be something like peanut butter or chocolate. That's my bet.
I don't know.
Not trying to sway the vote, but
I don't know.
don't vote for Lucky Charms.
Hey.
All right. We'll see you
Until
later.
then, bye.